I was born in Doddington, England. I was the only child of a carpenter, and my mother was a homemaker. I went to work with my father on weekends, which was fun as a child growing up, which helped me learn construction. I always wanted to be an architect. In those days, I was the only girl, which created a challenge for me, but looking back, I think it was a very positive thing because I had to make sure I was better than all the boys in the class. And at age 15, I had my first job, which was very difficult getting. I went from architect to architect looking for work, and no one would hire a girl in this field. But finally I convinced someone that they should hire me for free and I would work. Today we call that internship. So at 15 I started working for an architect. While working for Ferguson Glasgow Architects in Miami in the early 70s, I was offered a position with Richard Plummer Interior Design in Miami. So I decided to take the chance and see what I thought about interior design. I was able to conquer interior design very easily. In fact, it only took a few years and I was the head designer for Richard Plummer Contract Commercial Division. Shortly thereafter, I decided to start my own firm. I think this was in 1974. I started out with working in my house, a drafting table, and just was lucky enough to land Chase Federal Savings and Loan. So with a large project like Chase Federal Savings and Loan, it was time to think about hiring other employees. I had just started with one employee and now I was faced with having to hire a staff and move into a new building. So we moved into a new building in Fort Lauderdale of 30,000 square feet where I had designers and job inspectors and a warehouse. And shortly thereafter, we outgrew the 30,000 square feet and we moved next door into a 90,000 square foot building. And we actually opened up 4 offices throughout Florida. Unfortunately, in the early 80s, Florida was faced with a recession. The real estate market fell out and a lot of my developer clientele and associated fields, they couldn't afford to pay their bills, which meant they couldn't afford to pay me. During the recession, we became a smaller company. Thankfully for loyal clients and loyal employees, key employees that stayed with me, we were able to work through the recession and future recessions because I now was able to run a much tighter, leaner company. Real estate and development continued to move northward, so we decided to move to Boca Raton, Florida 20 years ago into our present office building where we have been ever since.
Hi, I'm Jerry. I've worked with Susan for over 31 years. This is our warehouse. We're a connected warehouse to our offices where we work in conjunction with each other. We love the idea of having the warehouse connected to the office due to the fact that the designers can be on site when furniture is delivered, and as soon as it's opened, it's ready for inspection. All this furniture is loosely wrapped right now. This is so the client or Susan or Andre can come out and sit on the piece, make sure that it's comfortable, make sure it's right. But when it gets ready to be staged, what I'll do is I'll shrink wrap this couch for protection and blanket wrap it. and this will be loaded on a truck with all the other merchandise. So what I'll do is I'll hire a crew to come in and load the truck and make the delivery with me, and all this will be blanket wrapped and protected for delivery. Merchandise will stay out here. The designer needs to come out and do a sample check with a fabric or a finish to match something up that something else is going on the job. It's right here available for them to look at. They don't have to travel. It's on site. Clients come in, they want to see their furniture, what's come in so far. Susan or Andre or the other designers will bring them back here and show them what they have here for them ready to go. Once it's opened and inspected, then I will redeliver that merchandise to the client or to wherever it needs to go.
Welcome to Susan Lachance's on-site library. My name is Whitney and I've had the pleasure of organizing this place. So right here we have all of our furniture books and our lighting books from many different vendors, so your client is sure to find something that they love in here. If you come back here, we have all of our fabric books. We have many different vendors. Along here we have our trim books, and our trim books, we definitely have some sort of something that goes along with all of the fabric choices we have here in this library. So around the corner we still have more fabric, all of our selections from all of our different vendors. And down here we have all of our leather samples, faux leather, and all of our natural selections along with our carpets. These are some of our rugs that Susan has designed herself. So this is our wood area where you can find anything from your hardwood floors to your crown molding, or even something like a design for your wall. So this is where we have all of our tiles and our marbles and all of our flooring selections, where you could come and find tiles for your walls, your floors, anything that could make the room of your dreams. This is our faux finish area where we've had a lot of local artists submit their work so that we can make a beautiful dining room portrait. This is our file cabinets where we keep all of our previous clients' information and everything that we did in their project. So if a client comes back years from now and says they would like the same wallpaper in their powder room, all we have to do is come in here, find their name, and we have all the information right here.
Hi, I'm Virginia, and I've worked for Susan for 28 years. I'm involved in the projects from start to finish. After the contract is signed, my job begins. The design selections are then made, I request money from the client, and I get things ordered, all the materials ordered. I'm also responsible for client inventories. The clients will call me in various stages of the project wanting to know how much money they've spent and how much money is due. I give them an itemized listing, room by room, of how much each item has cost, how much money they've paid for that item, and if any money is owing Susan Lachance Interior Design for that item.
Hi, I'm Hanson. I'm a design assistant here at Susan Lachance. One of the things that I do is to maintain our status reports. The status reports allow the clients to know where their merchandise is at all times. It also allows us to keep track of the merchandise and when it will arrive, allowing us to keep the projects running on time. Another thing that I do is to draw our CAD drawings. And the CAD drawings are important because those are submitted to the contractors who build the actual project. It's important that we do that in-house so that Susan and Andrea have control over the design throughout the whole process. It ensures that the design is built as they envision it.
I'm Andrea. I've worked for Susan for 9 years. I'm an interior designer and I love my job. I currently am working on a project that I'll be meeting with the clients later in the week, Susan and I. So I have the rug samples here in the office along with some of the fabrics that I'm working on as well. My job entails working with the clients, also working with the subcontractors, which entails the general contractors, the marble men, the plumbers, electricians, our furniture, fabric vendors, everybody who puts in their hard work to make your home a wonderful place.